consultations are not about just a teach and treat education session. It's much more about empowering the patients and having almost a one-to-one consultation with them, but in a group.
I think it was a success. It worked really well, and although we didn't follow the correct structure, at the end of it we ended up with the results. The patients were happy, and we were really pleased with it. It was a totally different experience from normal general practice, and it didn't feel as clinical, and it didn't feel as formal. Maybe patients actually connected with each other rather than just, you know, sort of giving a list of their problems to the clinician. It felt quite positive in terms of taking things away and feeling like you're not alone in dealing with the condition. So it was a good experience, and I would recommend it.
Everybody was open to listening to each other, and they were pleased if their result was good over somebody else, or they could learn from somebody else. Equally, some of the patients were far more direct than we would be with our professional hat. One would say, get a life, pull your socks up, and more fervent words than that were said. But it sank in because they were sharing their own stories. So it was very positive.
So I think just taking it down a tone or two from a very rushed, formal, structured consultation to, although you get that little bit of it with you one-to-one with the nurse, it also opens it up to a slightly different atmosphere, which I think ultimately is how you want to interact with healthcare.
The support that the intermingling of the patients gave was phenomenal. We've had quite a few with mental health issues as well, and they've been rejuvenated, one or two of them in particular. And to see that gives you the vitality and energy to keep going.
It's a different way of working. It made us take our head away from our computer.
The most important thing for the group consultation is the patient's in control. They ask the questions, it is there for them, and we want to know what they want from us.
And the patients were so impressed that the GP turned up. You know, they'd seen the nurse, then the GP, and they were there for that hour. So he dealt with them and he spoke to them about, you know, their results, and he kept it very clinical. But I think he was quite amazed by how the patients were interacting. It was a very relaxed atmosphere, so it was really nice.
One man said he felt far more relaxed in a group consultation and not so isolated as a one-on-one, and we've learnt from that.
The patients themselves gave us feedback. We asked for some feedback on a form with some set questions, but then comments as well. All of the feedback was positive. All of them said they were really sad that it had finished and could they carry on. And a couple of them ended up meeting up for coffee afterwards and becoming friends.
Each person had a reduction in concerns of at least one, but most of them more than that. So actually that felt really beneficial from a point of view for myself as a practice nurse. Actually I'm helping those patients to have a better quality of life, and they were very positive about it.
We evaluated their results at the end. Each individual person in that group had improved on the blood pressure, the weight and the HbA1c. That came as a big surprise. I think it's a whole team approach. I don't think it's reliant on one person by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that one person who kicks this off has to have the energy and enthusiasm to follow it up. And I can't wait for the next one.
My one piece of advice if you were considering doing group consultations is don't overthink it, don't overplan it, because you'll never do it. Just get on and do it and believe that patients will like it. Think about your approach to it and plan it minimally, but go into it with the right attitude and the right passion, and it'll happen, they'll enjoy it.
Give it a go and really see how it can work for your practice, because there was things that from the training that we did that didn't work as well with the cancer care patients. So things like documentation, evaluation, things that didn't work as well for them that might work with other groups, but actually you need to look at your kind of population, your group, and see what will work for them and adapt it.
Just do it. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect at the beginning. You will be very surprised how patients respond.